Austria and Australia, two names just a single letter apart, yet separated by vast distances, unique histories, and entirely different cultures. It's a mix-up that has led to countless jokes, travel mishaps, and even the occasional misdirected postcard. But how did these two countries, so far apart in every sense, end up with such similar-sounding names? Let's unravel this curious coincidence and see what it reveals about Austria's true identity. When you hear Austria, you might picture snow-capped alpine peaks, elegant cities like Vienna filled with music and art, and a landscape shaped by centuries of European history. In contrast, Australia conjures images of sun-baked deserts, sprawling bushland, kangaroos, and the vibrant coral reefs of the Great Barrier. The two couldn't be more different, and yet, their names continue to cause confusion around the world. The similarity between their names is in fact nothing more than a linguistic accident, a quirk of history and language evolution. There's no shared origin, no secret connection between the two. Instead, the resemblance is a fascinating example of how language can sometimes play tricks on us, making distant places seem unexpectedly related. Austria's name is deeply rooted in the heart of medieval Europe. It has nothing to do with the southern hemisphere or the vast lands down under. Instead, its origins are tied to the shifting borders and power struggles of the Holy Roman Empire, a time when names carried the weight of political and cultural identity. In fact, Austrians themselves don't call their country Austria. In the German language, it's known as Österreich, a name that sets it apart and reflects its own unique story. This distinction is more than just a translation. It's a window into the country's self-perception and its place in European history. The name Österreich literally means Eastern Realm or Eastern March. It speaks to Austria's historical role as a frontier, a borderland where different cultures, languages, and empires met and mingled. For centuries, Austria stood as a bridge between Western and Eastern Europe, a crossroads of ideas, trade, and traditions. This name tells a story of being on the edge, an eastern territory of a larger Western power, always looking both inward to its own traditions and outward to the wider world. Austria's identity was shaped by its position as a gateway, a place where empires met and sometimes clashed. As we explore the origins of Austria's name, we uncover more than just a word. We find a foundation built on centuries of history, written in stone fortresses, forged in steel, and carried along the winding flow of the Danube River. Each element tells a part of Austria's story, from its ancient roots to its modern identity. This journey into the name Austria reveals more than etymology. It uncovers the very essence of a nation. It's a story of resilience, adaptation, and the blending of cultures over time, a story that continues to shape Austria today. So next time you hear Austria, remember it's not just a name easily confused with a distant continent. It's a reflection of a unique place in the heart of Europe, shaped by its geography, its history, and the enduring spirit of its people. The name Austria is more than a label. It's a testament to its Central European location, its historical role as a bridge between worlds, and the rich tapestry of stories that make up its national identity. To truly understand the origins of Austria's name, we must first turn our attention to the word Österreich, which is what Austrians call their country in their own language. This term is more than just a label. It's a window into the country's early history and its place in the medieval world. The name Österreich is a compound word from Old High German, the language spoken in the region over 1,000 years ago. It combines Ostar, meaning east, and Richi, meaning realm or domain. Together, these words form a name that literally means Eastern Realm. This wasn't just a poetic description, it was a practical one, describing a territory that lay to the east of the core Germanic lands, on the very edge of the Holy Roman Empire. Österreich was seen as a frontier province, a borderland that marked the limits of Western Christendom. The translation Eastern Realm is both direct and functional. It tells us exactly how the region was viewed by those who named it, as the easternmost extension of their world, a place defined by its position on the map and its strategic importance. Interestingly, the name Österreich was not chosen by the people who lived there. Instead, it was likely bestowed by Western rulers and chroniclers, who saw this land as a distant outpost, a bulwark against the unknown and often hostile forces to the east. This name speaks volumes about Austria's early history as a defensive borderland. Fortresses, castles, and walled towns sprang up along its frontiers, all designed to protect the empire from invasions and incursions. Austria's identity was forged on the periphery, shaped by its role as an outpost of the larger Germanic world. It was a place where cultures met, clashed, and sometimes blended, giving rise to a unique heritage. The name also reflects Austria's role as a bridge between East and West. Its towns became crossroads for merchants, travelers, and ideas, making it a melting pot of influences from across Europe and beyond. As a defensive borderland, Austria was constantly on guard, its people shaped by the challenges and opportunities of living at the edge of empires. This legacy of vigilance and resilience is still felt in the country's culture today. The simple fact that Austria's name means Eastern Realm is more than a historical curiosity, it's the cornerstone of the country's entire naming history, and a key to understanding its enduring place in the heart of Europe. Ostarrichi was east of the Frankish Empire, later the Duchy of Bavaria. Charlemagne's empire needed a buffer zone against eastern threats. He established marches, militarized frontiers ruled by margraves. The Marcha Orientalis, or Eastern March, was Austria's predecessor. It was a land of fortresses and soldiers, the original Eastern Realm. The name Österreich reflects this historical context. The region was a defensive wall for the Germanic world. Austria was born on the violent edge of an empire, a place where cultures clashed. The name Eastern Realm is a testament to this origin story. It reminds us of Austria's foundational identity as a borderland. This identity shaped Austria's destiny for centuries. The name Österreich first appeared in a document from 996 AD. This old High German term evolved into modern Österreich through natural language shifts. The region grew from a march to a duchy, gaining independence from Bavaria. The privilegium minus marked Austria's rise as a distinct entity. The name's evolution mirrored Austria's political journey. It became a source of pride, linking to a heroic past. The name stuck because it remained true to the country's core identity. It was still the Eastern Realm, but now it was its own realm. As Österreich evolved, so did its Latin counterpart, Austria. Medieval scribes Latinized the German name for international use. They used Oster, a Latin equivalent for east, to create Austria. The suffix, ia was added, making it sound grand and classical. Austria became the standard international name in the 12th century. This Latin name entered English and other languages through official channels. The original meaning of Oster as south became a historical footnote. Austria's name was now firmly established by its use for the Habsburg lands. The name's meaning was defined by its long use in Central Europe. Through a linguistic quirk, the Eastern Realm became known as Austria. Austria's name gained prominence with the Habsburg dynasty. The Habsburgs transformed Austria into the core of a vast empire. Austria became synonymous with Habsburg power and influence. The name was no longer just a geographical descriptor, it was the title of a European great power. The Habsburg success cemented Austria's name on the international stage. Austria became the brand name for a massive imperial power. The name's journey from a frontier term to an imperial title was complete. The Habsburgs elevated Austria to imperial status. They made Vienna a capital of European culture and politics. The name Austria is more than just a label on a map. It's a capsule of history, charting the nation's journey through centuries of change, conflict, and cultural evolution. Every letter in the name carries echoes of the past, telling a story that stretches back to the earliest days of European civilization. The story begins with its original meaning, Eastern Realm, a phrase that captures both its geographic origins and its role as a borderland. The earliest mention, Ostarrichi, appears in a document from 996 AD, marking the region as a frontier of the Holy Roman Empire. This name reflects Austria's historic position as a frontier state, a place where empires met and cultures mingled, and where the defense of the realm was a daily reality for its people. Over time, Ostarrichi evolved into Österreich in German and Austria in Latin and English, mirroring the region's changing status and growing influence within Europe. This transformation in name parallels Austria's rise from a border territory to a powerful duchy, and eventually a leading European state. The dual names, Österreich and Austria, reflect the country's dual identity, at once a Germanic heartland and the core of a vast multi-ethnic empire under the Habsburgs. Austria became a crossroads where Slavic, Italian, Hungarian, and German cultures met and blended. The name itself embodies Austria's role as a bridge between East and West, North and South. a land shaped by trade, migration and the constant flow of ideas and peoples across its borders. Country names are more than mere words, they are historical artifacts, revealing ancient conflicts, alliances and the shifting tides of power that have defined Europe for centuries. To understand Austria's name is to gain insight into its foundation, its rise from a fortified outpost to a center of culture, learning and imperial ambition. The name is a living link to the emperors, soldiers and citizens who built the country, defended its borders, and shaped its destiny through the ages. Today, Austria's name stands as a testament to its unique position in European history, a symbol of resilience, diversity, and the enduring legacy of a nation at the crossroads of the continent.